Hello, everybody. I know I look like I'm a child right now, sitting at the adult table.
Puggers.
This is not forever. I don't have the stools in yet, but the table's here. Looks great. More space for the cars and helmet, and all the things that we collect throughout our. Can you stop texting? You're in the middle of a podcast.
I'm gonna get a Moby
fuck?
Huge. Do you know what a Moby Huge is?
The big charger.
No.
Oh, that's Mophie.
The Moby Huge is a massive, like, feet-long dildo. I don't know exactly how.
You're
big.
not gonna get that because we're not putting that on here.
And then I'm just gonna.
No. Anyway.
Lay it across the fucking.
For me, it was kind of a quiet week for racing. Just more of us getting into the groove for the 500 coming up, the Indy 500, that is.
Can the camera see my hands under the table?
I don't know. Can you stop, though? Being a bitch.
Meep.
So first thing we'll start it off with, if tags are still available, if you want them, let me know. We'll get you hooked up. $5 flat. They're selling. They're selling pretty well, too.
They're spicy.
But we still got some, so let me know. Mondays and Wednesdays, we have league races, which are streamed. They both start at 8. So make sure you come and join us Monday and Wednesdays at 8. Sunday is kind of a free-for-all day currently.
You know, my work schedule still isn't lining up, which is annoying. Because I want to hop back on some, like, fuck shit Fridays or something.
That's what you interrupted me with?
That's important.
Okay.
The people love the fuck around days.
So just hang out with us on Sundays. We generally hop on pretty early. Sometimes we even do during the day. That's kind of a rotating thing. But yeah, it's pretty lit, you know what I'm saying? And then this Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern, that is May 16th, we have our stack up stream while we're racing the Indy 500 for the majors.
Yo, I can't believe it's been a year since we did the last one.
Yeah.
Can you
we'll probably do a couple streams.
No all-nighters this time.
Yeah, no. But this is going to be our main one because it's Military Appreciation Month. That way we can raise some money for stack up and do that. They just hit $100,000 already for the year, which is pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And the only other really racing news, I want to talk to you about other sports a lot. I have a lot of things going through my mind about them.
A lot of shit kind of happened.
Yeah. But for the last racing thing is Lewis Hamilton broke another record, which is for 100 pole positions, starting the race in first place. He's a pretty talented dude, that's for sure.
He's got to get so much ass.
Oh, I'd imagine, right? But all right, so here's my question. So he's breaking all these records these past few years, but he's breaking all the records in like maybe not double, but more races than those originally records were set.
Oh, we've talked about that kind of.
So now, does that dilute the quality of his winning? Now, I don't want to say the quality or his winning, but like, because obviously that you still have to be really good to fucking win, obviously. But does that discredit how good those records are because he did it in more, like, it took him longer to do it? It shouldn't.
I don't think so,
but
just because the field's way different now too.
It is, but I think people need to stop. It's one of those things where you can't compare people of different generations.
I mean, we're talking how many years difference?
I think he got it. His last poll was like 2010.
No. I mean, like, between the records.
That's what I mean. I think 2010. So 10 years.
No, who was the previous record holder?
Michael Schumacher, sorry.
Okay. And he got that record when?
2010 was
okay.
When he finally that was his last poll was 2010.
Okay.
Or something, it was something like that. I don't know the official dates. Don't shoot me.
That's a considerable amount of time. I mean, the cars have evolved a lot. The sports evolved a lot. I don't know. I don't think so.
The quality of drivers have changed. Like,
I mean, he's still going too. Like, he's not.
No, right.
Has he showed any sign of slowing down?
No, but he was my only thought is that
Because he's
he's
probably going to just pass
Well,
these anyway.
he's hinted at retiring soon, which we've talked about. We don't know what he's actually doing.
What, fucking 30? Like, how old is he?
36.
He's a little older than I thought, I guess.
He's
He's got the body of a fucking 25-year-old, I'll tell you what.
But Michael or whoever had the record did it in half the races, essentially. Again, I'm not saying to a science it's half the races. I'm not saying it's been 10 years exactly or whatever. Like, I don't know the official dates. I just know that Michael Schumacher's records that Lewis has broken were done in less time than Lewis took to get to him. Which, they're still huge numbers.
Well, it's like any record ever in any sport. People always talk about, like, old quarterbacks versus new age quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's like people talk about how Terry Bradshaw's got fucking however many, 4, I think, Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
And he did them relatively close together. But it's like people have won more Super Bowls than him, so you know, it's one of those things where, like, I mean, maybe that's a bad example, but it's
no, but like we can use like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had the all-time passing touchdowns or passing yards or whatever it was, and Tom Brady surpassed it with 3 more years. 3 more years after Peyton's. So he had 3 extra years.
My thing is you have to draw a line in the sand. So if you're going to set a record, you got to set stipulations to beat that record, right? And the stipulation to beat that record would be just getting more than whatever it is, right?
Which is always obviously what a record is. Like, just beating a record is
so
getting more than
saying that somebody else did it in a shorter amount of time, you could use that argument as to say maybe that person that did it the first time was better.
Right. You could use that, or you could say the field was better now, and that's why it took him longer. There's so many things.
But in any way to discredit the person that did it, no, I don't.
Okay, that's my same. I don't think it should discredit, but it's.
So Eddie Hall, Hafthor
Bjornsson,
Bjornsson, 2 strongmen. Eddie Hall broke the deadlift record.
Don't they like hate each other?
Yeah, he lifted
because Bjornsson's the mountain, right?
Yeah. Bjornsson's kind of a puss boy.
Yeah. Well,
when it comes to, well, they all do. But when it comes to strongman, like, he got salty and lost, and the year that Eddie won was the year that he claimed to have won, and he got cheated.
Oh,
he didn't get cheated. He double dipped like a motherfucker. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So, I'm with Eddie on that one. I think ultimately Bjornsson's stronger than Eddie Hall is.
Yeah.
He's just got a bigger frame. But Bjornsson just recently broke his deadlift record. So Hall did the deadlift record in like 17 or some shit like that. Did half a ton deadlift. And I mean, it like almost killed him.
Yeah.
Like, he had a brain bleed and shit.
Yeah.
And then Bjornsson did it in like 2019. He beat it. So, and only by like a kilogram. So not by a lot.
Yeah.
But he still beat it. It took him longer to beat it. Right? So Eddie was the first to do it. So that's a feat. But he no longer holds the record for the most. So it's like, okay. It took him a little longer to do it. He might have not have done it on the same stage because he didn't. He kind of did it on like a smaller, like kind of almost like a home gym type style. There was still like an official judge there and shit to do it. But it brings into question, like, you know, did he do it under the same conditions? Because Eddie did his at a competition. So there's controversy about that. And it's like, at the end of the day, did he lift more weight?
Right.
Right. And it's like we're talking about here. Did he win more?
Did he have more polls?
Yeah. You could start nitpicking the shit out of all of it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he did more.
Done.
And that's kind of how I...
No, I think that's a good... That should be the take on records. If you
want to start getting into a pissing match on who's a better racer or who's stronger overall or who's whatever, then you could start going into like, well, he did this, he did this, he did this, you know.
You look at teammates and the
he
field.
took this long to do this guy did it shorter time,
right.
You know, you could start doing that. But in terms of the record being broken, it's broken once you do more.
Agreed. I just saw a few people, like, once that record came up and, like, it was all over social medias, I saw a few people in the comment that were like, well, Michael did it faster.
Yeah, I mean, people are diehard fans of who they are fans of, you know? That didn't really make sense. I'm not even going to worry about it.
Yeah,
so they're going to go to bat for,
right.
you know. And some people don't like, I've heard, you know, this kind of goes off onto something I wanted to talk about, but the whole Floyd Mayweather-Logan Paul thing. I've heard people that want Floyd Mayweather to lose just because they don't like the fact that he's won so much. And it's like, I guess.
But that he still can, because it's not an official fight, he still claims undefeated. So it doesn't matter if he loses or not. He doesn't give a shit.
No. He's, you know, it's funny, Conor, did you see what happened recently?
With what? With who?
Jake and Floyd.
Yeah, when he took the hat.
Yeah. First of all, can we talk about that for a second? Are you done?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it.
Can we talk about that for a second? How fucking stupid was that?
I mean, he's a child.
I can't stand him. I just can't stand him.
But what he's doing,
he got a whole ass UFC arena
booing him
to say fuck you, Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Now I think it's funny because nobody likes him, but he's winning.
Right. He's
like he's winning.
You're talking
like,
about
knows.
Him. We're talking about him.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, and I hate.
He pissed off
it.
Floyd by taking his hat.
I hate
and got
it.
a reaction out of him. That's all. He's like the somewhat not the full on bully, but he's like the bully who just is like all he wants is just a reaction out of you.
I just want somebody, and you know what sucks is like at this point, even if somebody does knock him out, he's still gonna be like, well, that person's a professional. I'm not.
Yeah.
So like he's not gonna ever lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only time he'll lose it if he loses to someone of his caliber.
He's just setting up his fights.
Yeah.
Like that's all he's doing. We talked about this before. Like if you're gonna fight. Like to Logan's credit, he's gonna go fight
the greatest
arguably
boxer
the
ever.
greatest boxer ever. So that's a fight. Granted, it's an exhibition.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd love to see him face like Canelo, because
oh my god, that guy's a monster.
Just watch Canelo's fight, and the dude is just
that guy's a fucking monster. I think he would work McGregor, and I like McGregor.
Oh, absolutely, I think he would.
Like he's
because
McGregor's got
Floyd's in it for the show and the money. Like Floyd knows how to.
No, he's an entertainer. Did you look at him in the press conference? He looked like shit.
Yeah, he's entertaining everybody. Like when he fought McGregor, he was
retired from the sport
for a reason.
Now he's entertaining.
Yeah,
using the sport.
Canelo will just go out and punch your face in.
He's out for murder.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason why he's not agreeing to fight him is I don't know if he's like it's because of that reason, but I feel like at some point somebody's got to step in and be like, look, you can't do this.
Yeah. Like
you're not a trained fighter. You're going against a fucking like talked about it before. I think Amanda Nunez would give him a fucking CTE.
Yeah. What's also funny too is there's you have people going like, well, they're coming into your area, like they're coming to box for you. Why don't you go in MMA with them? And he's like, no, why would I do that? That's because that's the whole point.
And I hate to say that boxing's easier because it's got its own unique challenges, but I feel like it's easier for a UFC fighter to go be a boxer than it is for a boxer to try to be a UFC fighter.
I would agree with that.
Just because there's more technique and there's more. Because if you're a UFC fighter, like you don't have to be a striker.
No, you could be grappler. You could be
you could be jiu-jitsu. You could be fucking all sorts of shit. Mm-hmm. And that's you know what I mean. And so there's so many different levels.
You don't have to punch well to win in UFC.
You don't have to punch at all. Like
you can just kick the dude in the face.
There was one
break a leg.
Hoist Gracie, a long time ago. He literally fought in like a gi, and barely punched anybody.
Yeah,
submission master.
Yeah,
like that's all he did. So
I don't know. There's so many things that I want to happen and see. Like I would love to see McGregor go and fight him.
I didn't see the Triller. I didn't see the Triller fight, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I listened to Tiny Meat Gang, and they had watched it, and they were talking about it, and they said it was the biggest joke. Like Pete Davidson, the announcers were all
the presentation was terrible.
The way they described it is like they said that Triller paid so much money to get big name people there that they didn't have enough to pay their own staff, so they sent them all to the venue and just crossed their fingers and hoped that they made a show out.
Yeah.
Because there was no organization, there was nothing. And I was like, Jesus, it's being made like, you can't even call it sports anymore. It's just entertainment. Like,
It's all, yeah.
the TikTok YouTuber boxing that's going on.
He's literally trying to make boxing like WWE.
Yeah. Which is, I don't know. I feel like if I was a boxer, I'd be kind of pissed.
Well, yeah, we've talked about that. How he just. We've
It's
talked
driving
about
attention to the
people
sport, sure,
using
but
their fame just to get ahead. And instead of working hard throughout, obviously, I'm not saying he doesn't work. He probably does work hard during training and stuff.
yeah.
But the rest of these guys takes them 20 years to get one good fight. And
Well,
make
I
30
saw
grand.
a professional fighter like critiqued him
Yeah.
in his fight with Askren. And the biggest point that he mentioned is every time Ben Askren stepped towards him, he hesitated.
Oh.
So he still has some
Because
level
he hasn't
of
been
like,
punched yet.
yeah, because he still has some level of uncertainty in his ability.
Yeah.
He makes a decent semi-pro,
Right.
but on a professional level, somebody was talking about him fighting Tyson Fury's brother or relative or some shit. I don't know what his name is. Something Fury, another boxer.
Yeah.
He'd get worked.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't even... I mean, you saw McGregor. McGregor hasn't boxed a day in his life and stepped in the ring with Floyd Mayweather and didn't do bad. He lost, but he didn't do bad.
Right.
So
But he could take a punch.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if you fought somebody that... At this point in the game, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, at this point in the game, you could keep up pestering people and yanking chains and making headlines and trending on Twitter.
Yeah.
I go for it because you got to make your money, okay? But the next fight you book, you got to pick a real fighter.
Right.
And I'm not saying a washed-up UFC fighter.
Right. Who really is just there
If
for
you
money.
if you want to fight a UFC fighter, pick one that's currently still fighting in the UFC
And
or something.
will be willing to kick your ass. But
Yeah.
I think he's
Like, you got to...
I think he's in that mindset of I want to pick guys who are washed up because I know I can have a chance.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fight someone who's willing to beat me.
Yeah, and I just hope that society sees that and eventually the gimmick runs out.
Yeah.
Because how many times is somebody going to tune into a pay-per-view Jake Paul fight where he picks somebody that has more fighting experience than he does, hoping that person kills him, and then at the end of the day it was all just like
flop.
strategic on Jake Paul's part and he ends up winning again?
Yeah.
How many times is that going to happen?
Right.
Before somebody's like, all right, you need to fight somebody.
Yeah.
So...
All
Floyd
right.
Mayweather
So-
fight, though, that I'm curious.
Similar type of thing where we're praising people for not really doing much.
LeBron James?
Well, obviously. But no, DK Metcalf.
Oh, he's a track star now? What the fuck's up with that? Enlighten me.
All right, that's gone from
What was it?
pen.
Oh.
Shit. All right. So he wanted to race for the Olympics for the U.S. team.
Okay.
So he trained all winter, summer, whatever, or winter, spring, so that he could be involved in the qualifying event, which he just raced in. But okay, this man is a professional athlete, so we already know he's a pretty quick dude. Like, we watched him catch Buda Baker.
He's a good football player, and he has a lot of money. So he could put in time and
Right.
money to train and do all this other stuff.
I've seen so many people go and say,
He got fucking worked, dude.
I mean, he held his own for like the first 20 yards and then he was done.
Yeah, but like you're
And he came in dead last.
you're not a runner.
There was no right. He was literally dead last.
This isn't high school anymore. You can't
And everyone's
play
like,
football
oh, but
and run
he's
track.
he's a 6 foot whatever, 240-pound
stay in your lane.
receiver. Like, we should be praising how hard he worked. No. That's bullshit. Because now we're like, the guy who won that race. I don't know his name. You know his name?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point too.
He gets no credit for winning that race.
Yeah, that's horse shit.
because DK came in
Last.
just to lose.
Last. He gave it last, and he's getting more attention than the guy that won.
Yeah, that's my problem with this type of crossover. Yes, it's awesome that people are trying to be a multi-sport athlete, trying to do.
Yes, but this isn't, like I said before, this isn't high school anymore.
No, right.
You're a professional athlete. You're getting paid to do a job. Stay in your fucking lane. You're good at what you do. Okay. Stay there.
It sucks because, again, the guy who won that race no longer matters when DK's in the race. Even though DK came in 9th out of 9. And he lost by like 5 seconds or whatever. I don't think it was that much, but I that's what I don't like.
You can't use the size shit because
no, Usain Bolt. Almost the identical size to DK.
Well, not even that. It's like
skinnier, obviously.
You're just applying, like you're just bending what it. You know what I mean? Like you're making it fit your narrative.
Yeah,
is what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, like if he's that big, he shouldn't be doing that sport.
Right. You do the sport
just saying because he's that big and he did as good as he did. Oh, that's good for his size. Okay. That would be that'd be like a 160-pound kid entering a powerlifting competition, not doing even remotely close to what first place was.
Right.
But just because he's 160 pounds and benched 300 pounds, ooh, that's a big deal. But the guy in first benched fucking 700 pounds. Well, no.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't see me running sprints and shit.
We know.
I know, because I'm like, you know what? That's not me. Yeah. It's not what I'm good at. Yeah. It's not, you know.
I'm over the whole let's praise people who for getting last. No. There's a reason we have sports, and it's to praise the people who get first place. The praise the people who win. Stop being this culture that is like, oh, good job. You did okay.
You know, you're a big dude, so you did good for your size. No. The guy that did good should get.
And he's going to the Olympics, but no one knows his name, except for the track field. They're the track community.
Yeah, that's so. I did see that on.
That pissed me off. It just pissed me off. It shouldn't, because whatever. But
it's just a very conceited thing on the athlete's part too.
See, I thought so too, but I feel like we're in the minority for that.
I'm sorry if he could say that he's doing it because he wants to try other sports and shit, but you know what attention that's gonna grab. You can't be you no longer can be oblivious to the amount of attention that anything you do you're gonna get.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
Right.
You can't all of a sudden be like, I'm a football player and I'm good at football, but I'm gonna go run track and try out for the Olympics and track and expect not to get attention, regardless of how well you do.
Yeah.
So you can't say that. There isn't part of that isn't an attention grabber, and I think that's horse shit on the other sport that you're all of a sudden now fucking engulfing,
letting him do it.
Yeah,
there's other athletes who ran faster who didn't get to make the qualification race.
Not even that, just on the athlete, you don't get enough. Somebody doesn't suck your dick enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
In the sport of football,
there's a fine line that can be like. I'm all for if he wants to do it, go and do it, sure.
You and I don't roll with arrogant athletes, though.
No.
We know that.
But I hate that the entire world of sports has gone and praised him and not the winner. Because he finished 10th or 9th.
Yeah, agreed. Speaking of arrogant athletes.
LeBron James?
Yeah. I remember I said something to you last week, but I didn't say it on the episode.
What?
I was going to bring up his whole high ankle sprain shit.
Yeah, all right, let's talk. Let's do this, because I wanted to bring it up.
He's such a fucking puss boy, dude.
No, what he's doing is he's doing it so when he comes back and he's like, oh, I have a high ankle sprain, but I don't think I'll ever be 100% ever again. He's going to come back and he's going to be normal, and everyone's going to be like, wow, he's so tough.
Yeah.
No, it's a high ankle sprain.
He's trying to get the old.
It's a high ankle sprain.
Get the fuck out of here, you pussy. You fucking how much money do you make? You mean to tell me you can't recover from a high ankle sprain? Pussy.
Yes, it hurts. Yes, I'm not trying to discredit the pain or the shit.
Hate him. My God, I hate him.
Athletes deal with.
I had a high ankle sprain.
But don't ever tell me you'll never be the same.
ACL surgery. You had shoulder surgery. I'm sorry. A surgery is worse than a high ankle sprain, pussy. Okay? And people come back fully recover from surgeries. Pussy. I just don't understand it.
All right. We're done with LeBron.
Oh my God, he just gets me so heated.
We had to vent a little bit there. How about
Do we have LeBron fans that listen to this? I really hope so.
Sure, probably.
If you like LeBron, comment just so I know never to talk to you again. No, I'm kidding.
Like we had who?
I want to hear the other side. I want to hear somebody that likes him defend it.
Like Gordon Hayward, Celtics. I think he plays for. I don't know who he plays for now, but he came down from a basket and destroyed his leg.
Yeah.
A year.
Isn't that the dude that like shat like?
I don't remember what happened exactly. I just know his leg was fucked.
I know somebody had like a compound fracture. Fucking.
Yeah,
like,
and he came back a year and a half, 2 years later, and played normal. Stupid. All right, what do you got for Luis? We'll get out of here.
Oh, Selfless with Ryan Reynolds.
Selfless.
It's on Netflix. It's 2015, so it's relatively new. I mean, it's not bad.
It's 6 years old.
Yeah.
What is it about? I'm trying to remember.
Selfless. So, like, super full of himself, tycoon is dying from cancer. And he finds this company where they can transplant his consciousness into a new body.
Yes, okay. It's the old guy with the stash goes into Reynolds' body.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
But as he like is in this dude's body, he slowly finds out that I saw that, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah, we'll talk.
He slowly finds out that the body which he was told was genetically engineered wasn't. And the doctor who invented the procedure, who was thought to be dead, just transferred himself into another guy's body.
Okay.
So the doctor's still alive. But what happens is they have to take somebody who offers their body. So in this particular instance, Ryan Reynolds was married to this woman and they had a daughter, and the daughter was sick. So he offered his body to this medical company. In return, this medical company would help cure his daughter of the sickness that she had.
Yeah.
But they would essentially take his body and like wipe his mind and sell it to rich people that want to transfer their consciousness into a new body.
To pay for it.
Right. And they would just lie and say that this was engineered, but it was actually somebody else's.
Gotcha.
So, because when you get transferred, they give you these pills, and you take the pills for the course of their duration, which is about a year. And then after that point, the original consciousness of the person who the body's actually is wiped away.
Oh, okay.
And then it's just yours. But if you fail to take those medications scheduled every time throughout the day, the old like consciousness starts to fight back against yours, essentially. So if he forgot to take his meds, he would start seeing flashbacks. And he's like, well, what are these flashbacks? And the doctor was like, oh, that just happens. You know, it's maybe something that you experience. Like he's lying to him the whole time, trying to just get him to take the pills, and then it'll wipe out the old guy.
Yeah.
And then he figures it out. He goes and meets up with like the daughter and the mother, and he fights against this company, you know, big hurrah. And then he stops taking the pills, so it lets the other guy.
And he dies.
Yeah. So it lets the other guy like take his body back. And then he dies. And then the guy can go with his family.
Like a classic character arc of being good.
Selfish shithead who doesn't get along with his daughter. You know, uses the body, which has military training, so like he knows how to fight and stuff, to help save this family. Gives them a lot of his money that he had saved away, and then lets the other guy come back and kind of live on this secluded island.
Do they know?
The mother did. Like he explained it to her.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming she would explain it to
eventually, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. 7/7.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. Very just, I don't know, very typical movie.
Yeah.
I would say. Like your run of the mill.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty good.
We've been watching a show called The Aquarium, and it's like the behind the scenes of Atlanta Aquarium.
Oh.
Or it's Georgia Aquarium, I guess, but it's the one in Atlanta, which has like whale sharks and whatnot. Like it's the biggest one in the Western Hemisphere. 10 out of 10.
Really?
I love aquariums, and I would, if I could work in an aquarium, I would.
I want to go to one. Where is there?
Have you never been to an aquarium?
Not that I can remember.
I guess you really haven't like gone south too much. Most of them are south.
Yeah, I want to go to a good one.
All
That's
right.
what I want to do.
So there's one in Buffalo. It's okay. It's okay. It's good for what it is.
Yeah.
The we'll have to go to Georgia because that's the best one.
Is it?
I've never been, but I've seen like videos of like a walkthrough of it, and I want to go.
Yeah, that's some shit that I'm not a fan of the zoo, the aquarium though. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Why aren't you a fan of the zoo?
I don't know. I feel like a zoo to me is more boring than an aquarium. I don't know why.
I would actually agree with that because fish are constantly have to move. They constantly there's things going on all the time. The zoos, there's a lot of time they're just laying down sleeping.
Yeah, I mean it's cool to see like exotic animals, but
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about like the ocean and an aquarium that's more interesting to me than it would be.
The aliens.
Yeah.
Of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there some of those like deep?
Not a lot because
they can't really survive.
No, they have to be dark.
Yeah. Those would be fucking creepy.
There's some that they, some of the things that you don't normally see they show up there once in a while, but it all depends on the aquarium. Because a lot of times, so we went to the Baltimore one and
at this point I've seen animals in zoos, but I've never seen like a shark up close.
Oh yeah, that's
the
best part. Yeah,
like that's a completely new.
Most zoos are the same.
Yeah,
aquariums aren't. The Baltimore Aquarium had the fish from the bay.
Oh yeah,
Chesapeake,
maybe
that might be Virginia. I don't know. Whatever bay is out in Baltimore, they have a section designated just for that type of fish or shark, whatever. And then they have once in a while they'll have like regular semi-aquatic creatures like lizards and
that's
things
cool.
like that. Sometimes they have birds, butterflies. Like aquariums are like zoos combined with aquariums.
Yeah,
fish tanks rather. If it's cool. I think aquariums are better, but again, I'd love to do that. But it's actually really cool. Like it goes into the care of all the animals, like what it takes, and
it's gotta be a lot.
Most of these animals are like 5 to 10 years post their life cycles.
Yeah.
So there's like penguins that are 10 years older than they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And because obviously they're in captivity and safe and healthy. And they use like Botox on sharks when it has scoliosis to correct it. Yeah. It's really neat. And you get to see a lot of things that you would never expect to happen. But definitely a 10 out of 10. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
I'm going to keep it a buck, dude. Okay?
Don't ever say that again.
I know. I'm going to keep it 99 and round up.
Okay.
I don't know how much of an anime fan you are.
We've talked about this. I'm not. I'm only Gundam only.
You need to watch.
And Clone Wars.
You need to watch Castlevania.
No. I won't be watching Castlevania.
Dude, it's vampires. Come on.
I don't think I can do it, dude.
Come on. What do you mean? It's just a cartoon.
Have you started watching Bad Batch?
No. I heard it was... Yeah.
It's tough because obviously they have to set up this. It's a new show where in like the beginning of the Clone Wars series, they only had to do that once, and then it's all go from there. So you can see where it's kind of difficult, and there's such new characters that they have to build up their personalities. But there's a lot of cool. They tie in a lot of cool stuff from the Clone Wars, which is cool.
I could see, okay, so like if it was a dubbed version, you had to read it and like authentic, like I could see where that might be a turnoff to some people. It's all in English. I know you like vampire shit. There was a fight scene in the second to last episode. Huh?
Do they just scream in the fight scenes? Because that's what they always normally do.
No. This is like a. Yeah, no. This would be what I would classify as like a very American style anime.
Okay.
So
I just feel like every time that I've seen
there is anime tropes, I guess, but
I realize now that probably sounded really bad, me doing that. But I mean, like they have their normal conversations and then they just scream in a fight. They don't actually say words. They just scream.
Well, that's Dragon Ball. Would be a great example of that.
Okay, but that's a good show. That's different.
See, if you like Dragon Ball, there's no reason why you shouldn't watch this.
I was also 4.
I'm telling you, this is like, it's gory.
All right, I'll watch the first episode.
It's gory, there's titties, just in case you're wondering.
I wasn't.
That's what. Cause the tough part is like the first season's 4 episodes, and it's very like set up kind of. The second season is where you kind of start rolling into like the story and everything, and then the third season, dude. Because see, the 4th season comes out Thursday, so I'm all caught up. The second to last episode of the 3rd season, that is a fight scene in a show. Like it just had this like music over it the whole time, and there was so much different shit going on. It was I was literally sitting there, and for like an anime, like obviously I can't compare it to like an old school Game of Thrones scene or something, you know, because that's a high production show.
Yeah.
But for an anime, might be arguably one of the best scenes I've ever seen, and that's saying a lot because I watch My Hero, and My Hero Academia has some insane fucking fight scenes.
Maybe.
It was so good.
Before we cut it off, Venom trailer.
Oh, dude, bruh.
I was a little turned off, but then I was turned back on by Carnage.
Carnage definitely turned me on, if you know what I'm saying. He looks good.
I think it's gonna like the first bit of the movie is gonna be way too try hard in the funny, way too try hard in the living with an alien like on my back type of thing, and instead of it
was
being,
Raven in that?
What?
Is Raven? Yeah, isn't there was some like weird girl that kind of looked like her?
Raven from Teen Titans.
Yeah.
No, because that's a Marvel
Oh yeah,
series.
Oh,
I don't know who that was. But
it kind of fucking looked like her, like creepy, ghosty.
Yeah,
purple hair.
I'm nervous that it's gonna be.
You're right. They're not the same thing. Mixed up. God, I usually never do that. Mixed up the universes.
I'm nervous that it's just gonna be kind of like a very slow beginning, and they're gonna try too hard to
throw it all in at the end.
Yeah, like comical and
they're gonna be too comical in the beginning, and then at the end it's like, oh shit, here's Carnage. Let's be serious, and then it's like boom, 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 movie over.
Yeah, where the first Venom was so good, like it was funny throughout, and I'm just the opening scene of the trailer is them cooking and him just like letting Venom do whatever the fuck he wants. No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping they just chose to show like goofy parts in the trailer, and then the movie's gonna be pretty serious the whole way through.
Yeah,
but Carnage looked. Woo!
As long as it's close to as good as the first Venom, I'm good with it.
Carnage looked good though.
Yeah, he did. He looked intense.
Yeah,
he looks intense.
That one scene where he was all like spread the fuck out. I was like, yikes!
in like a church.
Yeah.
It was just
yikes.
Like this is the new crucifixion.
Yeah, it was very like symbolic.
now.
Yeah, very, very fucking. Oh, and the actor they chose for that's fucking what's his name?
Woody Harrelson.
Didn't he do like Yondu and shit?
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I thought.
No. 2 different guys. That was not Yondu. Promise it's not Yondu. Yondu's a totally different person.
They looked fucking. There was the one.
They might be like related, but I don't. They're not the same person.
The one scene where they were, it showed him like in the jail. It looked like him. It just looked like him.
Who are you searching?
Oh,
it's Woody Harrelson. It's not Yondu. Promise. Anyway, while you're doing that, thank you all for listening. As normal, you guys are the best. I think we have a good amount of racing this week.
I thought, forever I thought this dude played fucking Yondu.
Oh, no, you're wrong. Again, make sure if you want to tag, just message us on our social medias. We'll talk you through it. It's a blast. These actually came out really well. I have them on every single set of my car keys. Make sure you're there Sunday to support Stack Up and all the great causes that they support and during, especially during this military appreciation month, especially because we have guys on our team that are there protecting us. Again, thank you to all our sponsors. We have a few new cars coming out, so just be ready. and
Hold on. Tell me these
Well,
fucking dudes don't look.
I'm pretty sure they're related.
They have different last names.
What's the other guy's last name?
Michael Rooker.
Oh, never mind. They're not related.
Tell me they don't fucking look really similar though.
I never said they didn't. You stupid. Anyway,
I'm, like,
love you guys.
shook.
Okay,
Screw.
bye.